Alright, let's go. Hi, what you doing, Birdman? Oh, look at them. Oh, look at them props. Ah, and he's dead. My god, this thing is gross. Oh my god. You see this, Birdman? What you doing? Hi. So hey guys, so welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to take a quick look at our newest melee weapon that was just introduced with the Atlas Prime access, the Tekko Prime. Now first things first, if you want to get your hands on the Tekko Prime, you get it just like any other primed item from relics, and for this specific one you get the blueprint as an uncommon drop from the Glyph L2 relic, the gauntlet as a common drop from the Meso W1 relic, and the blade as a rare drop from the Neo T2 relic. The stats on the Tekko Prime are quite gross. It does 55.9 damage per hit and it's mostly slash. It also has an attack speed of 1, which is not too slow but not super fast either. It has a massive 30% crit chance with an above average 2.4 times crit multiply and a really solid 26% status chance as well. So yeah, as I've said, it's pretty gross. It also seems like it's just a straight up really strong melee weapon. I haven't been able to find any unique mechanics whatsoever. Now when it comes to the build, there's a pretty obvious path to take here, and that is a slash based hybrid overload setup. Also the build is a bit of a mess because I can't shuffle the polarities around, but anyway, the stance I decided to use is Gaia's Tragedy because it A, fits the D polarity in the stance slot the weapon comes with, and B, it's just a really fun stance. Then we're going to slap on Organ Shatter to increase our critical multiplier. This gives us a ton of damage, which is followed by Drifting Contact for some combo duration and extra status chance, which is great as well. After that, we slap on some attack speed in the form of Berserker, which is going to give us a ton of attack speed because we're going to crit all the time. And then we slap in Condition Overload to get more damage as we proc status on the enemy. This is just an enormous amount of damage, and it's very reliable because of the high status chance. Then we put in Blood Rush so that we scale our crit chance for our combo counter, so as we get more hits, we get higher crit. And then of course we put on the mod that you put on pretty much any melee weapon, Primed Pressure Point, for some generic melee damage scaling. And to top it all off, we're gonna use an elemental combo, in this case Virulent Scourge and Vicious Frost for the extra status chance and Varo damage, which goes really well with the high slash. Now, since this is a hybrid overload setup, there is a bit of a ramp up, and it's not as strong when you go from a cold start like in the Simulacrum. However, it kind of depends on which combo you're using. So if you're using the button mash combo, on Gaia's Tragedy at least, there is going to be a ramp up. The same is for the block combo, there's also going to be a ramp up on that. But if you can pull off the pause combo, there's pretty much no ramp up because the insane multi-strike that occurs about halfway through the combo makes up for the lack of damage at the start. This, by the way, is the pause combo right here, and it's not too hard to pull off, especially if you have more attack speed, because you just wait a little bit between each attack. So you tap and wait, tap and wait, tap and wait, and it does stupid amounts of damage, especially once you're fully ramped up. So as the performance out of the way, now let's talk a little bit about how the weapon actually feels. And it feels great, but not amazing. And it's because it's a fist weapon, and all of those suffer from a very short range. The range is actually so short, you don't even notice things like primed reach that much. It feels great when you're actually hitting the thing you want to be hitting, but what happens a lot of the time with these kinds of weapons is you kind of run up to an enemy and you swing and the enemy is too far away, so you have to take another step, and you swing but the enemy took a step to the left, so you missed again and you have to turn around and punch them again, and that's just not my kind of thing anymore. I can deal with it for a couple of missions, but after a while it just gets annoying, and it's mainly because nowadays I just enjoy the kinds of melee weapons that can cleave a Grineer Galleon in twain with a single swing. But if you feel like getting up close and uppercutting some fools with a really strong, more single target oriented weapon, this might be right up your alley. The single target damage this thing can put out, especially once you're ramped up, is ridiculous. You're going to obliterate everything you touch. It's just the touching it part that's a little bit difficult, and it's not like it's the biggest deal in the world. I did a bunch of stuff with this, including arbitrations, and it was fine. It's just that it's not my kind of thing anymore. But it might very well be your kind of thing, so I would definitely recommend you check this weapon out. And that is pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you some other time. Bye bye.